In order for this to work well, there actually has to be a combination of command or compiling flags and Valgrind flags to be used in making sure that you get responses back from Valgrind, and frankly, it makes sense. But it's a two-part thing. So our make file is going to be the one that actually can really help in this. Our make file, we can go ahead and put in the flags that we really need, as you'll see right here as I go down to it here. And as I get down there, you're going to notice two spots here that are being highlighted right now. The compiling flags that you see, your -G and your -OG, where I saw O and 0, either one of those. But the -G embeds extra debugging information into the compiled executable. So that means we'll get more stuff back once we start running Valgrind. The other part is it produces line numbers of where the issues are, which is obviously that's helpful. Let's put it that way. The OG part, the OO one, that was actually more interesting as I was reading more and more about it, and I hadn't used it in a while. But your compiler is going to optimize some things, which may take away some code or replace some code here and there. Well, what if the problem's within that code, or it takes out something that we just didn't need? That's its optimization. And, well, we should let it know that, hey, we didn't need that part. So that's what the OG portion is that you see again in these two lines that we have here. Now, the other part of this, though, is the Valgrind itself. So when we're going to run this, we first have to compile the program. We first have to, I would just make sure that it runs period first before we even do the Valgrind. And then we do our make val, and it'll use the Valgrind command that you see here. And then we're going to go ahead and do our full check, which I'm going to go over here in a second, and our overall driver. So that's what the make file is going to look like when we set things up. So what you're seeing now is sample outputs from the Valgrind command. In the Valgrind command, you're going to have, well, a lot of gobbledygook, and you know what version it is, and all that good stuff. Then you'll get to the heap summary, which we'll go over here in a minute. Then your heap summary, then your leak summary, and then any other little things that we have there down at the bottom of it, which half the time I think it's always the same thing. But anyway, the first one is not using any compiler flags and the Valgrind combination, any of that. And it has some output, but it really doesn't help you out. And notice, by the way, definitely loss is bad news. But notice it really didn't help you at all try to figure out where the heck the problem was. Whereas using the Valgrind and helper compiler flags, you're going to see that at least gives you a little bit more help on exactly where the issue was. And I believe, oh yeah, there it is right there. I forgot to free the memory after I was all done with that same segment of code that you already saw previously. So notice just doing that combination gives us a little bit more information for us to fix things. And that's always a good step. And you didn't have to do anything. I take it back. You had to type in a couple of flags in our make file to do all this work for us. That's the best thing to do. And before I get done, there's actually other possible Valgrind specific flags that you can use. Now, you all can read, so I'm going to leave it there for you. But other than that, there are other options that are out there. Matter of fact, the one I like the most is actually the log. So it sends out to a file. You name the file right after that flag log underscore dash file there. And then the name of the file as you want. It throws everything out to a file instead of on the screen. That's a really nice feature that personally I happen to use. But there are other options. These are most of them. I'm sure you could probably find some other ones that are online, and you can do a man on Valgrind in Unix, and it'll tell you the other flags and options that you have as well. So something else to explore. But I wanted to finish this last part with the other flags that are options to you.